that's the beauty of real estate, but it all comes back to, in our world, leverage. You have to find a good deal, but you also have to have the right money to buy it. Because if you find a deal and you don't have money, you don't have a deal.
Okay, so like if, let's say my situation, right? We've got this money. We've thought about putting it in the stock market or something because we were going to get a house 6 months ago. Didn't work out. We actually were under contract and everything, but then I left my job. So it was like, oh, I don't have the money anymore. So
guess what? A lot of real estate investors leave their jobs.
Yeah. Hey, so
they are.
So if we want to do something like this, you said, and I think a lot of people would think this is like a dream for them, right? Is I'll work really hard and then I'll take off a good chunk of the year because I made all this money at once. Like for someone in our situation, we've got, I think it's about 30 grand. But otherwise we're pretty normal. We have decent credit, so that helps. But like otherwise we live in an apartment, we have some credit card debt, not a ton. How would you, if you were in my position, how would you all right, I'm going to go make some wealth right the heck now. How would you do it?
Well, I know real estate and I don't know, I don't know franchising or anything else. So if I was in real estate, I would take a step-by-step plan on how to do the two big things. Make sure I get the right leverage and make sure I find the right properties and understand those. But it also takes some time. I'd take a couple months to research both and find out and test a few things. Anybody who calls in and they're like, hey, we're just starting out. I want to know I want to go through and tell me how much I'm approved for this. So I said, let's just actually go through a live example. Find a property and let's go through the numbers so you understand everything, because we have everyone from hey, I just found this property, it's worth 100 and I'm going to buy it and put in, 80 and I'll get 20 grand out. I'm like, wow, there's real estate fees and there's title, an example. And if I was going to start this, I would start it as let's run through a couple test runs before you go live.
That makes perfect sense.
And then set up how you find properties and how you get money. If someone could take the time to spend a couple months doing that, it also gets rid of some of the emotion that they have to do it. I think when you have to do it is when you get behind the 8 ball a little bit and you start buying stuff you shouldn't buy. And then a year from now, you wish you wouldn't have gone down that path.
Yeah.
Or ran up credit card debt or whatever it is.
That resonates a lot with me. So this will sound totally out of left field, but I feel like it really connects. I played video games when I was younger, but I didn't for a long time. I got in this whole I'm going to be productive. I'm not going to waste my time like my friends. And I was like that for 10 years. And then recently, my wife and I were like, we need to have more fun. We don't we don't chill out and do things, We're just both really ambitious people. So we got a Switch recently, and I was like, it just sorry. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. We play Overcooked. I don't know if you guys have played that one, but it's stressful restaurant game where you're chopping up onions and we're yelling at each other, but having a great time. Give me the onions to put in the, So but what I realized is the mentality of playing the game is you just kind of get in there and start doing stuff. And as I've been working on my video business, it's the same sort of thing. It's I don't learn very well. And this is what I'm hearing you say basically with real estate too. Conceptual research, reading articles. You're saying get in there and do an example or a small investment, actually start a project, get your hands dirty, and you'll figure out all the the nitty gritty stuff that happens down the road.
Mm-hmm. There's a couple ways to get in. If you're talking about getting in, maybe it's finding a good flipper right now and invest with them and then walk through with them. Get mentorship, put your money in the deal. You got to be very careful that you're not handing your money over to someone who is not going to be very careful with it, but they can mentor you through it. The other thing is I always, I'm going through the 12-week year myself, which is a program on how to do a year in 12 weeks. And part of it is just setting yourself up to do 3 things during that 12 weeks. In your case, if I was starting out, every day I would get up and I would look at properties and I'd contact realtors or wholesalers trying to find properties. Because, the first time you contact someone, they're going to be like, yeah, you're a new investor or whatever. But you talk to them a couple, 2, 3 times. They're like, hey, we actually have a deal that fell through with someone else. Here's the deal. Same with lenders. Every day you're building your database. Every day you're building data. Every day you're looking at properties. And I'm talking 15 or 20 minutes, not, 8 hours a day. If you do that in 3 months, you're going to be probably a lot better off than most of the people who just jump in and swerve.